And then back to Iguodala to the rim. Oh, great block. James out of nowhere, skies to the rim. Oh, Boyd took the advantage and played on from inside the center square. Boyd kicked the goal. Boyd kicked the goal from inside the center. Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup. He's hands right back up.
Live it, breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I am Dom with the great man, Sauce. Oh, man. Hello, Magda. Hello, Global. Hello, Saucy.
How are we,
Goodbye,
mate?
Essendon.
Oh, we're done, mate. We're done. No, I said it last week. It's over.
You
I
did.
mean, we labelled a show and said it was over 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, look, it's officially nailed in the coffin. Obviously, also sad news: Dyson Heppel retiring from the game. So, servant of the club, 250 games. So, congratulations to him for a career with not much success. I was with it from day one to day finish with your Dyson, and I would have loved to see some more success myself as well. But nonetheless, well done. The Dons are done, and it's on to next season. Jai Caldwell signs 4 years deal, which is good
That's
to lock
good.
him up
player.
after his breakout season. Back to the drawing board for the coaching staff and the selection panel to shake things up at the Dons. But I can also, sleep a little bit lighter knowing that, Carlton is also in the same boat as Essendon. And let me tell you, the 4 hours of fan cams on Blue Abroad was just sweet. After the Hawthorn game was just so sweet.
It was an absolute demolition job.
It was a demolition job. And the Hawks looking good.
They're looking
firing
very
up.
good. Oh, Hey, I put them in my top 4 last week of teams that can win the flag.
I'm swapping that. I'm going Carlton's out, obviously.
What did I put last week? Lions, Dogs, Hawks, GWS. You had Lions, Dogs, Carlton, Port.
Yeah. Well, Carlton's out. Hawthorn's in.
No, that's who you went. So you've only got 3 teams. You put a big cross to them.
Hawthorn's in. I'm substitute. Hey, this is on the roll. This is on the roll. I just wanted to give some false hope to Carlton people. No, I didn't really think these.
I'll put a big X here, and then I'll
injuries. The Twin Towers are out. Chera another hammy. Martin a hammy. Everyone's out.
Finished.
They got 15 injuries or something.
They're not beating
Sardi's
West.
out.
I'm tipping West Coast this week.
Yeah, I think I might have to be there with you. I reckon
it's in Perth.
It's over there.
Tipping
it's
them.
over there. They you know what they're doing? This is the audition, these next couple games, West Coast, to say, come over to the West. Beautiful weather, Rioli, Baker, whoever else, come over, join us over at West Coast. It's all Suns and Roses. We're going to be good next season. I think that's what they're trying to prove.
They're going to be good. They're going to be very, very good. All I'm saying, I wish North Melbourne had Oscar Allen with the big Souvlaki. Shit, he's good. Even Waterman, they're guns.
What happened there, Doma? What happened there, Doma?
That's okay. We just want the number 2 pick. I'll talk about it in a second.
That's right. We'll take.
You
could have had the number 1. You could have had Harley, mate. But you stuffed that up.
Don't worry about that. I don't care about any. The top 5 players in this next draft are all midfielders, mate. Again. Just like Essendon is the new catchphrase, just like Essendon to lose after the siren, just like Essendon to give the Suns their first win away from home, just like Essendon are lemons. Oh, well. Shit happens. Saucy was saying it. But let's get to the first game of let's start with AFL since we're here. It's bigger than Be Like Mike. Sydney defeated the Pies by 3 points, and it was great to see. It was great to see, Sauce. Because after 3 months or 2 months, whatever the hell it is, North Melbourne got their justice. Collingwood should have got a 50-metre penalty. They should have. But you didn't. You didn't. And it came and bit you in the ass, and you're probably not going to make finals, so you can go stick it. So I don't really care. Hey, what goes around comes
It's
around.
funny. You know what's funny? You say that because the number one North supporter I know said the exact same thing, and he goes, "What about 8 weeks ago when we should have got a 50?" All the North Melbourne supporters are saying to the Collingwood supporters,
It
"Stuff
comes
ya.
back around. It
Karma."
comes back around. It comes back around. I'm telling you. Hey,
Oh, it's sweet,
Nice.
sweet justice.
bitten straight in the ass. Oh. Rumor on the street is the Pies are getting Tex Walker next year or some shit. I don't know what they're talking about, mate. The Pies. They're finished. Sydney get a win. Barely. They're absolutely struggling. So let's be honest. They're absolutely struggling. They don't look likely to do anything, to be honest.
Who's this, Sydney?
It was in Sydney. They just won the game by 3 points. Pies were winning the whole entire.
Yeah, they came back in the last 7 minutes of the game or something like that.
We're happy because the Pies are out of the 8 and the Blues are out of the 8, as you mentioned. The Bombers are out of the 8 as well. So all the big three that the AFL all wanted in the finals to make heaps of money are all out of the finals. The Lions lost to the Giants by 18. Not really phased on this. The Lions kick so poorly, they kick themselves out of it. So, but the Giants making moves.
Yeah, look.
That's why they're one of the 4 teams that can win the flag sauce. That's why they're on there. That's why I've got them there with my Hawks. No, I'm telling you, they're looking good. Then North Melbourne lose pretty much with 6 seconds left against the Eagles. Not really phased. Don't really care. I care for the fact of you should be able to play out the game, but I don't care. Pick 2's good.
No,
Pick 2's good sauce.
That's the next level of the
Sauce. Pick 2's good. Rumors.
The
There's always rumors swirling at the moment. Rumors swirling. We can get into a couple of those rumors. Rumor is Clayton Oliver's leaving at the end of the season from Melbourne. All right. Rumor on the street is that Jack Viney potentially could come to North Melbourne because his dad works at the football club. And I'm going to create a rumor. Because, disgruntled Christian Petrarca, they squashed it and they said he's not disgruntled. He's not disillusioned by the club. I'm going to create a rumor. North Melbourne's going to trade pick 2 and some players to Melbourne for Christian Petrarca. And we'll take his 5-year contract. Because we've got plenty of money. We'll take it. And we'll have Viney and Petrarca with LD Sue in the middle. And happy days, mate. Tractor coming to the Dons. Yeah, all right. Yeah. He wants to win premierships, mate.
He wants success.
He wants success, mate. North's ahead of Essendon Global. That's a sad thing. Everyone will laugh when I say these things. North are ahead of Essendon. They're ahead of Carlton because every year you don't make the finals is another year these kids are going to develop and catch up. So you better start winning now. Who's winning, DDP or Izzy? Bit early in the show. Tidy, but welcome. But you might have to stick around. Stick around. 20 minutes time.
Stick around for the preview.
20 minutes time. Sauce will do a preview of that. The tractor. Anyway, North lose that game. There's the rumor. You can spread it. North's going to trade pick 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to flame Doma in the comments with whatever you feel necessary. Just jumping the gun there. Just jumping the gun.
Just saying, we just might offload someone. Powell, pick 2, Powell. North won't make finals for another 5 years. Okay, we'll probably make it before Essendon does again.
I actually think I've got to disagree with you on that Global. I reckon they will make finals.
Okay, I'm just telling you. The rumblings are a lot of players actually want to come play for North all of a sudden because they see the young list and how good these players are, and we've got so much money. We're one of the clubs that has the most money to spend, so we can pay great players as long as we don't do any Jared Pollock bullshit and spend money on rubbish. The club's in a good way, mate. You just got to partner Suv up with someone.
But a mid-tier player. Overplaying a mid-tier player.
You partner Suv up with another forward. You get a couple more defenders. another 24 games into the midfielders next year. All right, we'll see. Jack Viney, Christian Petrarca.
See, to tell
Luke
you what,
Davis
if you're
Jr..
a North Melbourne fan, you'd want to listen to this episode because you'd absolutely be creaming yourself the way Dommy's talking them up. Let's just not forget, Dommy. You've won 3 games this season.
Yeah,
So
I know,
next
I know,
year the
I
goal's
know.
going to be 6 to 7
No,
games.
next year the
build from
games.
there.
Next year it's 4 games. They're trying to at least win 4 games.
At least one a year. So
and not lose by average of 60 points in the first half of next year. That'd be nice. All right, next one. The Cats beat the Dockers in Perth.
big win.
What happens when you have to give Cheese $1.5 million over 10 years? It's only 100. Yeah, that's all right. It's 150K a season. Or give him 1.5. No, or is it 1.5 a year? You're saying
a year over 10 years.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just going to give Sheasel time. Sauce. I'm just going to give Sheasel time. All right, because I've heard a couple comparisons to another player that's quite similar to him, and you can piece the puzzle together yourselves. I'm not mentioning the name. And the player that he gets compared to the most, he's a great player. He's a premiership player. All right. But someone said that Sheasel doesn't even lick the boots of this other player. And my argument, no, I'm not mentioning who the player is. You can do the assumptions yourself. Because if I say who the player is, then people will be like, oh, you've lost the play. You've got no idea. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying.
Sheasel's pretty good, man.
I'm just saying Harry Sheasel.
Games this season.
I'm just saying.
He's pretty good, bro.
Harry Sheasel.
I don't know.
Doesn't lick the boots of that player. Doesn't lick the boots.
Okay. Doma, you know when it comes to people talking about their own teams or players,
they got no idea, mate.
From their own teams, they might have a bit of bias, And
there's
also people that have
he's a freak.
There's people that just dislike. They'll just dislike a player just to dislike them, like for some reason or another. You've done that in the past. I mean, you've talked about you did it with Kobe back in the day, and then you realize how good they actually are. And I mean, I think if I think sometimes when you actually go to games that aren't your team or watch games intently that aren't your team and not be distracted when you're watching games, such as, being on your phone or, you're actually watching what's going on. You're not sitting there. You're not sitting there doing something else while you've got the footy on in the background. Your attention is on the footy. You're watching the game and them aren't your team. So there's no bias and you actually watch the players. I think you get a better sort of look.
You get a good appreciation for how
you get a good
some
appreciation
of the other players
of
are.
Exactly.
You do.
So
you do.
Yeah.
The next one we already spoke about. The Suns beat the Bombers by a point. Mac Andrew with a goal off the siren. Port Adelaide defeated Melbourne by 2 points at the G. Big win.
Salt into the wound. He literally punched on all game and then kicks the winner.
I know. Well, Port Adelaide Sauce, they beat the D's by 2 points here in Melbourne. They're one of your top 4 teams to win the flag. You put them in there.
Hey, they got the win on the G. You need to win on the G.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're in there. The Blues lost to the Hawks by 74. It was great to watch, Sauce, because every goal that was kicked, the percentages kept going lower and lower for Carlton and higher for Hawthorn. And then it got to the point where they just jumped them on the percentage because they kept kicking too many goals, the Hawks. The Saints defeated the Tigers by 48. No surprise there. But one of the big surprises was the Crows defeated the Dogs by 40 points in Adelaide. That's a massive win. And lo and behold, who did the Dogs have to play this week after copping absolute hiding? North Melbourne at Marvel. What a way to take out all their frustration. North Melbourne. Bontempelli to have 40. Seriously, it's a pain in the backside, but it is what it is. Let's get to this week's game, Sauce. Bombers, Swans. Who are you tipping? It's at Marvel.
Sydney. No confidence in Essendon whatsoever. But this would be just typical of Essendon.
I'm tipping Essendon. I'm tipping Essendon.
To come out and win.
I'll tip in Essendon. Gold Coast versus Melbourne in Gold Coast. At the Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
I'm tipping Gold Coast as well. Giants versus Dockers in Sydney.
Giants.
That's a big game. I'm going Giants as well. Pies versus Lions at the G. The Lions have to win at the G this week. They have to win.
Grand final rematch.
Grand final rematch. Pies have got a lot of injuries too.
I'm going with the Lions. I reckon they're going to bounce back this week, and they're going to prove that
Lions as well.
we're ready. We're ready to win on the G. We're ready to do it this year.
Ready for September. Port Adelaide versus Adelaide, the showdown.
Port, got to go with Port.
I'm going Port
Adelaide
as
will
well.
have good confidence though after the win last week.
Yeah. Saints versus Geelong at Marvel.
Geelong. I just can't pick St Kilda.
I'm on Geelong as well. Now, there's some absolute these should be shoe-in games on Sunday. All right. Dogs North at Marvel.
Dogs.
I'm going Dogs. Hawks Tigers at the G.
Hawks Tigers. Hawks.
And then this is a Monty. This. West Coast Carlton in Perth.
West Coast.
I'm going West Coast. So am I. I'm with you. Is
there odds there? Is there odds there? Are they the favourites?
Yeah, West Coast are the favourites. They're $1.86 favourites.
Yeah.
Gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly.
Oh, mate, the capitulation. If you want to see losing the plot, a guy lost the plot on that video he sent me when he smashed the keyboard and he lost connection to his video. I picked this up laughing.
Busted his camera.
If you want to see people actually burn things, probably tune in if they lose the West Coast on Sunday. Yeah, just like Essendon to beat the Swans to give everyone false hope and then lose it to Lions by 100 the following week. Probably not wrong, to be honest. As you know, this is our favourite thing at the moment, the predictor. So we'll go based off of our tips. Who are we going to go with? Port. Where's Essendon?
That's all.
No, it's in their 10th.
Mate, we're not making the finals.
And I'm tipping Sydney then. We'll go with your tips. Sydney. And then we tipped everything else the same. Gold Coast, Giants, Lions, Port, Cats, Dogs, Hawks, Eagles. Oh, no. That's terrible.
Carlton to 9th.
Carlton can still make it, mate. Because if Freo loses, mate, Freo could be on the way out. It's bloody close.
Yeah, what are we talking about? I mean, out of those teams, look, we've already said that there's only 4 teams that can win it, but Freo is not one team that can do anything from that position. I don't think.
The Lions actually need Geelong to lose. They need to be in the 8. They cannot afford to be out of the 8. Unbelievable. Look how good it looks. Oh. But if we change this bad boy here, the Bombers will be 9th if they beat Sydney. Wow. Wow. I'm going to keep the Bombers there. I'm going to go to the following week. And you got to tip the Pies. Pies can't make finals. Cats, Suns, Hawks, they secure their spot because they play North. Lions, Bombers, Lions. Swans, Adelaide.
SCG.
We'll go Swans. I'm not confident on that. Oh, that's a cracker.
Big game.
I'm going GWS. It's at Mars.
Where's that? Canberra, is it?
Canberra. Oh, I'm tipping the Saints.
If it's at Marvel, yes, potentially Saints. Oh, no.
Oh, Dockers Port in the last round. Imagine Carlton wins and the Dockers lose, that's it. They'll make it. But if the Dockers win, they go to 9th. The Blues.
Oh, no way.
Can you imagine? Port need a tank. That's if West Coast wins this week.
West Coast have to win.
The
a
Giants
lot
could
to play
finish
out.
second, based off the predictor. The Giants could finish second, Source.
Home final for the Giants.
Oh, how good's that? The Hawks will play Fremantle in a home final. Jeez, man. That's looking juicy. Very juicy. Speaking of juicy, let's get over to this. Rightio.
Let us know what's going on, Domo, with the Super Coach.
Here we go. We're in the last 4. Danny versus the Oracle.
Yep.
And Steve versus Global.
Global. He's in the semi-final.
Unbelievable. Winner of that, obviously, these two play each other, and we can preview who's going to play each other the following week. And you know what I'd love? I'd love them to have the exact same team for the final. It'd be hilarious. And then in the bottom 4, here I am. I made it to the semis in the bottom 8 final, Source. I'm there. I didn't finish last. You all wanted to give me lemons. There I am, mate. Very nice. All right. Beautiful. That's that. Actually, I should have just kept the share screen going as we move into week 1, Source. Week 1. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, week 1 of the EPL. You heard me correctly. It's already back. It's back as quick as it finished. Because we had, as we said, there's so many distractions with the Olympics, the Euros. It's back.
The sports froth just hits you all at once.
So
it's just
good.
Back to back to back. You know, you had the Olympics. This has all come around. And before we know it, the Euros, bang, as you said. And week 1 back this weekend, kicked off by Manchester United versus Fulham, Doma.
I was signing every person on the planet. Good evening, James.
Officially named, confirmed, 100%.
Yep. He'll play. He'll play in this game. Yep, he's in. So United
all
versus
reports
Fulham.
you did pretty good in the game against City. What was it? The community.
Yeah, the Community Shield. Yeah, we lost on pens.
So
yep.
We'll see.
We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. I still think we needed to sign someone that can actually put the ball in the back of the net.
I heard Anthony's going to win the Ballon d'Or this season.
Well, he reckons.
Yeah,
you heard his quote.
Yeah, I say there'll be plenty of assists and goals this season.
Yeah, he said when you think of the name Anthony this season, you'll be thinking of goals and assists. That's what he said.
That was his quote. Came out of his mouth. All right, we'll hold him to it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. United, Fulham, Ipswich, Liverpool. Obviously, Ipswich coming up, which is good. Arsenal versus Wolves, Everton, Brighton, Newcastle versus Southampton, Nottingham versus Bournemouth, West Ham.
This is the time of the year where the football games are actually at a reasonable time on a Saturday night. Until we go to daylight savings and it all goes cooked.
Nottingham, Bournemouth, West Ham, Aston Villa, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Man City. That's a cracker. Leicester versus Tottenham. I'm getting up for this game.
5 a.m.
5 a.m. Saturday. Don't worry about
Saturday morning. You'll be up. You'll be up with the bub, mate. You'll be up.
No, he sleeps, mate. He's a gun. Don't worry about him. He sleeps. He
sleeps
more than me.
You'll probably wake you up when you celebrate the scoring, mate.
Yeah, when Anthony scores.
Honestly, it'd be great if he did. I would love it. You know, if he can back up his talk, obviously after all because you want to know something. As much as we've sort of given it to Anthony over a period of time, and everyone has, and it deservedly so, Dom, because from what we actually seen of what he did in the Champions League for Ajax the previous season. And then what he actually produced once he got the move to Manchester United, it just, it was night and day. You didn't see that same type of player that you've seen at Ajax, and you often see this when players do come to the Premier League, they struggle, or they come and make that bigger move to a bigger club. They struggle. So let's hope he can piece it together, mate, because, one season, let's not write him off. Let's give him a bit of,
if
live
he can
up
piece
to
it
your
together,
words.
I'd be happy as a United supporter if he does, because adds another attacking dimension to the squad. I'm not going to complain.
Let's see what he can do.
We got to go. Obviously, you watch the pre-season stuff, and you watch Cagliari come on for Arsenal, mate. You would have been happy. The Italian there at Arsenal now.
It's all right. It's all right. Gives us
It's good. I'm just saying,
more
you'd be happy
depth
with that.
in the back.
Yeah. Him and Saliba, you'd be happy with that.
Look, I still think Arsenal is missing a prolific striker. Like
I agree.
We have the players that can get that striker as much quality service with our style of play, our guys that have the ability to play the through balls, the crossing, and all that. We just miss a prolific striker because
I agree.
What we have there, it's I don't know. The strike force that we have, I feel like that's where we just fall short every season. Where
that's fair.
Well,
Fabrizio, mate, we got to get to him.
Yeah, what's he got? What's he?
Oh, it's all just Man
First
United
one
these days. Nasser Mazraoui and Dalit signed for United. Very happy. I'm not going to complain. That's the first one. That's a good get for United. What else? Delete. Yep. Cole Palmer, new deal
9-year deal
until 2033. Oh, fuck. Look at this. Luke Shaw missed the opening game of the season. No surprise. Conor Gallagher, there's a few things happening there with him at the moment. Well, we're seeing that one. Here we go. Antonio Nusa going to Leipzig from Club Brugge. There you go. Aaron Wan-Bissaka sold to West Ham.
So about time he moved on. It's a good pick up by West Ham.
It's just all this Gallagher talk. No one cares about it. Shit. Oh, this is just obviously they're talking about Man City breaches in that one. Why are we even talking about that for?
Why is that still going on? Because we all know
nothing's
going to happen. We all know nothing's going to happen.
That shouldn't even be a story, to be honest. Oh, who we got here? AC Milan can sign Emerson from the Spurs.
Yep.
Good get there. Kevin Durant signed by PSG.
He's invested in PSG,
minority stakeholder. There you go.
They must need the funds after Mbappe drained them.
Exactly. Kingsley Coman, an option for Barcelona, they reckon. And then here, Athletic have given Nico Williams the number 10 Athletic Club, Athletic Bilbao. What's this? João Felix, Chelsea. Oh, come on. Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Not too much has happened. Not too much. Look, there's obviously the transfer window is still open, so there's still time for obviously players to move across teams and as the season still started. But it's back this weekend. EPL, Doma, tune in, ladies and gentlemen. And
is the Saudi League back yet, or what's going on there?
Let's hope. I did see Al Nassr haven't had the greatest preseason. I think they've won one game of all their preseason.
Ronaldo's been in Cancun.
I'm not sure if you've seen they were offering Vinny Jr. $3.8 million or something dollars.
$1 billion. It would have been billion.
Yeah, $3.8 million a week he was going to get paid.
Oh, this is a new team. Al Oruba from the second division. They've come up. And Al Khaloud, they're new. And there should be a third.
When's the Saudi League back?
Al Qadisiyah, 23rd, mate. We'll preview that next week because the F1's also back next week too. So we'll see. Look at these teams. Too bad they signed no one in the offseason. No one wants to go play there anymore. We'll see what happens. All right, let's move on, Source. Over to you, UFC, because it is a humongous card this week.
It is a massive card. I will just have a quick run through of the card that went past over the weekend. The winners. So it was headlined by Marcin Tybura against Sergey Spivak. Sergey Spivak gets the submission win in the first round. Obviously got that one wrong. Thought someone was going to get knocked out, but submission win by Spivak. And then the featherweight bout, Marcel defeats Damon Jackson over a third round decision. I won't really go too much further into those. If you want to check who won those fights, just Google it, really. I'm not going to go into it too much because I want to talk more about the card that's coming up this weekend. The main card kicks off from 12 p.m. and it is the great battle of Africa. Dricus du Plessis against Israel, the last stylebender, Adesanya. I'll bring it up, of course.
Here we go, Source.
You know I like to get the promo image. There it is! The great battle of Africa. Who's the true African? This is the storyline that they're
running with.
They're running with. You know, they got to go with a little, you know, to build up the promo, you know. So that's what they're going with. It's in Australia, in Perth, UFC 305. Out there in Perth, Western Australia. I'm not sure if you've seen on the socials that the UFC stars were down at West Coast training ground, taking a few photos with the crew there, doing a bit of stuff. So it was good to see. But here it is, Doma. Main event, main card is du Plessis versus Adesanya. And then the co-main event, Kai Kara France against Steve Erceg, number 4 versus number 7 in the flyweight division. And then in the lightweight, you got Matthias Gamrot against Dan Hooker. That's a cracker. Then you got heavyweight bout, Tai Tuivasa against Jazinzu Rochazuku. That's a cracker. And then you got welterweight bout, Li Jiang Liang against Carlos Paredes. That's a cracker. And then the prelims, Junior Tafa against Volta Walker. Then Josh Culibao against Ricardo Ramos, Casey O'Neill against Luana Santos, and Jack Jenkins against Herbert Burns. And then you've got the early prelims, Doma. Tom Nolan against Alex Reyes, Song Keenan against Ricky Glenn, and Stuart Nickel against Jesus Aguilar, the Mexican. They kick off from 8:30 a.m. So imagine that if you're out there, if you're out there in Perth. You know, these early prelims are kicking off
12 o'clock.
No, 8:30.
But I'm just saying the main card's at midday. That is like prime time.
So
that is so good.
Yeah, unbelievable, right? Literally 12 p.m. main card kicks off. This is one, ladies and gentlemen. You get the boys around, you know, you get the girls if they're interested in UFC as well. Doesn't matter. Barbecue, chuck the spit on. I don't know. But you just sit there, get the stream on, pay for it, find it on the realms of the internet, whatever way you possibly can, and you tune in because it's going to be an absolute cracker. We'll go through the main card, and I'll just give
the saucy tips. Here we go.
We'll go. Right. Carlos Paredes defeat Li Jiang Liang, the Brazilian. He should get the job done. Then you got the heavyweight bout, Tai Tuivasa against Jarinzu Rochazuku. I think Tuivasa needs to bounce back. You know, he's been to the point where he's even had a title shot. You know, he can knock out the best of them, and we know someone is going to get knocked out in this one. I think he's a sneaky chance here as an underdog. You know, they've got him at the plus money. I'm going to go with Tai Tuivasa. If I did go with, you know, if you really want to play value, you'd take Tai Tuivasa for a knockout win. Because if he does win, he's going to have to knock him out. I don't see it going the distance. So we'll go with Bam Bam. Then again, we got Gamrot against Hooker. I think Gamrot gets this win pretty easily. Hooker, if it stays on its feet and he can bang with Gamrot, then Hooker might have him in the striking department, but Gamrot's pretty good grappling. So I think Gamrot's able to get a couple of takedowns, get some floor time, and floor dominance time, and he wins this fight on points, I reckon. Then you got Kai Kara France against Steve Erceg.
Oh,
this is a tough one. Obviously, we've seen Steve Erceg get a shot at the title. He did pretty well against the champ. He's had an amazing rise to the top. Kai Kara France has been in his divisions for a long time. He's fought nearly everyone. This is going to be an absolute cracking fight. The New Zealander against the Aussie Steve Erceg. I'm going to go with. This is a tough one because Kai Kara France can bang. I think this is a toss of a coin, probably closer than people think. But I'm just going to go with Erceg just because I feel like Erceg will be able to defend takedowns from Kara France better than he could against the champ. And Erceg's striking is probably to the par with Kara France, and he probably got him with a bit of reach. So I'm going to go with Erceg to get the win. And then in the main event, Duplessis against Adesanya. There's been a lot of shit talked. How do I see it playing out? I think I see it playing out of Duplessis really trying to force the issue. He's going to walk Adesanya down. He's going to, if anything, he's going to take the Sean Strickland game plan because he's got the ability to pull it off. He can walk him down because I'm telling you, as we know, Adesanya is obviously one hell of a tough guy, the former champ, can take a punch with the best of them. We've seen he can get rocked. And Duplessis has great power. I think it has underrated power. When you have a look at how broad his shoulders are and the way, he turns through those punches, if he walks him down and is able to catch him, it could be a good night for Adesanya. At the same time, Adesanya's got to be able to, is he gonna do the same Adesanya that we've seen in the past, which is, throw his feints, throw his fakes, trying to force the opponent to react, force the opponent to take angles that maybe they wouldn't have taken because they're reacting to too many of his feints. He's able to piece them apart from the outside. I feel like that's what he's going to want to do. Does he change his game plan, for this opponent? Does he have something different in the locker? Because, that's in the end, he wasn't able to do that to Strickland. So, if Duplessis can walk him down and just, not bite on the fakes and, get close within range with Adesanya and beat him up, Duplessis can come out on top. At the same time, I think Duplessis has the better grappling, but he has to get Adesanya to the ground. So it's another thing, say you're better grappling, you still have to get into the ground. He's got amazing takedown defense, one of the best we've ever seen. Hasn't been taken down a hell of a lot. So, look, it's a tough one. Bro, honestly, it's a tough one because, I've obviously liked Duplessis for a long time, and I said he's going to be champ one day, and here he is champ. And Adesanya would want to bounce back, hasn't fought in 10 months, 12 months, so he's had a bit of a layoff. I don't know, man. This is tough. I'm going to go with Adesanya. I like the way he fights. If he can keep it on the feet, Adesanya's got the chance of winning this fight. I think it's just a matter of whether he can keep it on the feet. If he gets taken down, Duplessis got the advantage. So, yeah, I'll put it down to that. But I'm going to go with Adesanya gets the win on points, goes the distance.
Ooh, nice. That cracker. It's going to be a good card. Tune in if you can, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't get the prelims, 12 p.m. is the main card starting. So tune in midday Australian time. For those everywhere else around the world, check your local
Eastern
guides.
Standard Time. Check your local guides, obviously, for where it relates to yourself. Doma, that's UFC. Look, I'm just looking at the card again. It's an absolute belter. Tune in this weekend, 3:05.
Beautiful. All right. Hobby talk. Saucy. You got something. You got a couple things.
Got a few things.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a special treat if you're watching this live and you're going to listen to this back on audio. Because I think something that hasn't happened in a while could be back on the show tonight. So I'm going to throw it to you and you can go nuts. This is pretty much the main thing. It is in the title. And there's a couple other things we can discuss very quickly. And then we'll wrap it up for the evening. But Saucy, I'm going to throw it to you because you sent this to me. And I was pissing myself laughing.
I'll send it to you. So obviously, who's this? Who's posted this? Because obviously,
Coach Co. Coach Co.
Yeah, here we go. I've got it here. Coach Co. Collectibles, and it's with has posted it. So it's been co-shared with Filth Bomb Breaks. Anyway, it's come up on my feed. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Just listen to this.
Someone's not going to be very happy when they realize what they just did. This is why it's very important to understand what you're buying at all times. Post comes from Mike Robertson. It says someone's not going to be very happy when they receive their card. The card is this 2021 Topps Shohei Ohtani through the years PSA 10. Upon first look, this looks like an autographed patch card of Shohei Ohtani's. It's not. It's a baseball card of another baseball card. At the back, it very clearly states, the front of this card is a reproduction of a historic Topps baseball card. It does not contain an original autograph and or relic. Any autograph and or relic depicted is a reprinted copy of the original signature and or relic material.
Now, if you didn't catch that, right? If you didn't catch it, I'll pause it there so we can see what the card is. Essentially, Topps has produced a baseball card of another baseball card, and some person on Golden has thought it's an actual Ohtani autograph patch card and has bid the card, even though it's in a PSA 10, has bid the card up to $1,600 USD. Now, this is a card that they just showed in on the images that sells raw for about $30 US, Dom. $30 US. So somehow getting a PSA 10 has made it a how much multiplier is that? $30 to $1,600. But that's not the case.
10 times, pretty much, almost more than 10 times.
More than 10 times, and that more than 10 times.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much they've bid it up to $1,600, not realizing that it's not real. First and foremost, you got Topps with the laziest make of a card of all time, just taking the photo of another card and then putting it on a card, and then you've got there's one right there, one lemon, and then you got the second lemon is the actual person who's not reading what's on the back of the card. Just because it's not stated on the front of the card, you must read the fine print with these cards. You cannot at all.
What do they always say,
Golden.
Sauce? If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Correct. If it is too good to be true, it probably is. And in this case, it definitely is because this person's an absolute Doma. Hang on, I got to find because I haven't used it in a while.
Jeez.
Oh, no. There it is.
Oh.
Absolute lemon. Absolute lemon. Read the fine print on the back of the card. Make sure you know what you're buying. You're just buying a reprint of another a baseball card. You're not actually buying a real Shohei Ohtani. 2 lemons. Now we are making lemonade. Yes, Topps is a lemon for printing such garbage cards. Like, that's just complete laziness, if you ask me, Doma. They're just going, oh, what should we do for this set? Oh, let's just grab the photo of that and just chuck it on there. Yeah, let's just do that and make it a card. So, absolute lemons, Topps. And then the second lemon is the person who's obviously not read the fine print and is now currently paying $1,952 with buyer's premium, Doma. So it's not just the $1,600 you see there. Yeah, I got to add the buyer's premium, which it says there, which is another $350. So yeah, lemon, absolute lemon.
It's a stupid card in an auction. It's just a stupid card that's designed. It's just like you said, it's just rubbish. Honestly, just create a base Otani card if that's the case.
I don't know. Look,
what are we
it doesn't
doing?
help that the description by Golden in their auction isn't that good, but it's not up to Golden in a way. It's not really up to Golden. It's up to you as the collector to understand the sets that you are buying, and if you are not sure, ask someone that does understand. Reach out for help. Ask someone else, but don't make the rash decision to bid on the card, because, mate, you're paying for a card that's not even a real order. It's printed. It's printed on. It's nearly as good as the idiots playing for the bloody facsimile Disney autos, saying it's fucking actually Mickey Mouse, mate.
Well, he did sign it. He's real. He signed it. Oh man, I tell you.
Yeah, I got my original Donald Duck.
Yeah. Caterpillar Cat says Du Plessis to win KO third round. Nice. Take anyone's predictions. We like that. James says there's also an underbidder on that card who is also a lemon. Yep. Anyone that bid on that card, you're a lemon. As well as the guy that's leading the auction. Ridiculous. Insane, that source. We just bagged tops. But they actually did something good. We have to give them credit where credit's due. We have to. All right? Because, as you know, the Team USA won the gold at the Olympics, and Tops decided we're going to create a one-on-one. And it could be one of the best cards that they've put out to date. So I know Source has got a picture of it. Here it is.
There it is.
Team USA triple auto, one-on-one, Tops now, LeBron, KD, and Steph Curry. Doesn't get much better than that.
To say the marketing on this is absolutely off it, like top notch, is an understatement, because the way they've done it, I'm not sure if you're familiar the way they've done it, Dom. So anyone at random could potentially win this card. You must buy a special pack, Team USA pack, or something like that, right? And it's obviously print to order. So they're taking all the orders beforehand, because it's like Tops now. And then once they know how many, it's pretty much a big raffle. And then they repack it and then send that specific pack to a big breaker or someone they really wanted to get the card. So that's how they're really going to do it. No, that's just my conspiracy. But the
director of assets is going to open his pack, and it's going to be this.
Yeah, but that's how they've actually done it, and it's pretty smart, to be honest, because I've seen groups and breakers saying, "Oh, I've bought X amount of packs. I'll sell the packs." And they're pre-selling these packs before they come, so they'll buy 50 packs from Tops and then resell those packs to their community. Because look, Domo, if you're just going to buy one pack, it's probably not worth it, because by the time you pay the postage and all that shit. But if you're going to buy a few packs, it is worth it.
You know what the problem is in doing
What's that?
Not all these breakers that are selling these packs to their community are going to get the packs on the same day as each other.
Well, that's why you got to pre-sell them before you order the pack.
That's what I'm saying. So they're pre-sold, and if someone hits this card, then the rest is just junk.
It is. I didn't get suckered in, Doma. I did not buy
honestly,
a pack. I didn't buy a pack.
Tops has genuinely done the ultimate Facebook Raz.
They have. That's is the ultimate Facebook Raz right there. It is.
It is.
I don't know how much the packs are. Does anyone know how much the packs are in the comments? I'm not exactly sure how much they are.
I'm not sure, but just imagine there's 10,000 spots at this much.
I'd expect them to be at least $10 each. I've seen somewhere $10 to $15
around that. That's crazy. Just imagine.
But yeah,
that is
that's
actually
they have
hilarious.
done the ultimate Raz.
It's the
That's
ultimate
funny that
Facebook Raz.
it is.
It's a
It is.
tops now Raz.
But look, credit to them
It's a
because
nice
the
card.
design of the card is absolutely beautiful. I think it's probably one of the better three player auto to a card that I've seen. Doma, in terms of design and getting a decent picture of the player, leaving enough space for the players to sign and so on. So yeah, credit to them.
That's pretty sick.
But in saying that, Doma, what did someone mention to you about this?
Well,
they've got
the
Curry.
Oracle laughed
Yeah.
when he saw it. He said it's fantastic that this card's in existence, which I completely agree, because it's funny that they got Curry and Kevin Durant on a card to sign with LeBron, and they're not even in Topps Chrome Basketball as an auto. That's what he told me. Obviously, we went through the checklist last week. You can get LeBron James.
Yeah, look, as much as Jeff Wilson offering $100K in a tour of his store, if you sell it to him, yeah.
There's bounties going to be bounties galore at the moment for this card.
Well, there's that, and I've seen Blaze put out a 1 million bounty for the Wembenyama Superfractor 1 of 1.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, with no license?
The Topps Chrome Superfractor 1 of 1.
Yeah, Topps Chrome unlicensed Superfractor
with no logos. It's
an unlicensed
Honestly,
card.
if you pull that out there, ladies and gentlemen, if anyone pulls that and you do not sell it to him, you're an absolute lemon. You might actually get a lemon. You will.
You will, because you should be, if you listen to this show, you should be listening to this show because you should be doing what this guy did.
Yes, exactly. It's our hero.
That's what you should be doing. If you pull that card, there's $1 million bounty for a piece of cardboard that's unlicensed and costs 25 cents to produce. You sell it to the Blez, like this guy did with Mac Jones. Well, I think Wemby's going to actually be a good player, but it's $1 million, mate. You just got to do it. Or, as Saul said, you're going to get a lemon. Straight out. You probably win Lemon of the Year. Seriously. If you don't sell it to him, you're Lemon of the Year. It's $1 million. That card will never be worth that ever again. So
$1 million.
It's not even worth $100 in my opinion. But anyway, so they've done some good things. They've done some bad things. Topps this week. Yeah, they've got some Le Mans. It's good to have it back on the show. Last thing, Source, but definitely the most intriguing bit of information that has come out this week here in Australia is the news of another card show named the Oz National Trading Card Show.
Yep.
So very interesting. So absolutely, I'll read it out for those that have missed it. It's absolutely ecstatic to present the Oz National, Australia's first national trading card show. We are excited to welcome you to the Victory Room at Marvel Stadium for this brand new event, Sunday, October 13th, 2024 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets are available now just for $15 with kids 12 and under for free. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go through the comments, everyone's like, where do I get the tickets, blah, blah, blah. In the bio. If you don't know where the bio is, it's this thing right here. This is their bio, Boob Collectibles. This short URL right here is for your ticket. All right, I'm going to show you live on the show. I'll share this tab. Bang. Right there. You click on that in the bio. It comes to here. There's a bit more stuff about this. Over here. Location, Victory Room, 7-hour event.
Have reached out to the organisers, Doma, to get them on the show, which they did say they will come on in the next couple of weeks.
Beautiful.
So it'll be good to obviously
get a bit more info.
Get them on, hopefully within the next 3 weeks. We get them on, obviously live on Hobby Talk about this time of the show. We'll get them on and have a chat to them, and obviously speak to them about where they began in the hobby and their interest in card collecting and how come they've decided to throw their hat in the basket that is card shows and what can we expect that will be different to card shows that we've seen here in the past. And what's their feel on what they're trying to build here? Is this something where they're sort of just throwing one and seeing how they're going to go, or are they looking to potentially have an ongoing show, whether it be once a year or twice a year, or something that is once a year in different states, or it's just I've just got a few questions, Doma. You know what I mean? Like,
that's right. That's what we do.
As I said, Doma, I don't want to see a situation, old mate, the card show Melbourne, who was.
Correct.
We've spoke about him in the past. Was all there for a money grab. Always happy to support a show. Always happy to put my name behind it, put my balls on the line, go out there, speak to people and, spend money and stuff like that. But you need to see that this sort of is something that's going to be ongoing for the collectors. It's not just a quick money grab in and out, and, off we go into the sunset.
There's a few other interesting
I only say that, Doma, because we've got ongoing shows that obviously keep putting money back into the space. And you want to keep supporting those shows that are doing stuff on the regular, right?
I agree. There's a few other things here that they said, Source. Full day of buying, selling, and trading your favorite trading cards, bringing together collectors and vendors from all over Australia, making it a truly national card show. Dealer applications are still open. However, spots are limited. If you're interested in setting up, please message to register your interest and join the likes of the Hobby Australia, Gimco, Matt's Card Shop, Carson.tcg, and more. The Oz National will feature over 200 plus tables from a wide range of vendors, from NBA, AFL, soccer cards to Pokemon, One Piece, and Disney cards. The Oz National Card Show will feature every card you can think of and so much more. Giveaways will be run all day, so stay tuned for even more info and buy your tickets before it's too late. There you go. Interesting. I've got a few questions as well, which would be good. Now, if we're going to be an Oz National, first of all, I'm talking to people in the space now, not to the organisers. The organisers obviously have reached out to a lot of people. If you're a grading company in Australia, all right, if you do bulk subs, I know we've got the Hobby Australia, but you got like Slabbed, for example. You got Slabbed over in South Australia. These are all the types of guys at a national. We need to have them more at this show. I know this is the first year, but I'm just putting it out there. If this is truly going to be a national, if you're listening to this show, and you haven't been contacted by the organisers, maybe reach out. I see here the Melbourne Card Fair actually have their own stall there. And that's the whole point of it. If you run a show or you're an organisation, when you come to the national, if it's going to be like the States, you're represented there, like your PSA. It would have been, it is nice technically. The Hobby Australia is pretty much representing PSA to an extent, I guess. But it'd be nice. Hopefully it's the first year, but going forward.
I really don't think it's going to get to a point where you're going to have that where we have PSA graders being flown over to do on-site grading. I just don't think it's not a feasible business decision for PSA. Like, it's a waste of money for them, because people are going to send it there regardless, right? So people need to get this idea that that's just not going to happen. You're gonna have people there like Lane and others that can walk you through those submissions and stuff like that, and that's the option you've got sort of here in Australia. So it's take it or leave it. I feel like that situation. But where I do agree with you, we have grading companies here in Australia who grade TCG and everything, sports cards and whatever. If you are in the space, you should be at this show. That's that. You should be at this show. And doing on-site grading if you can. And maybe you win some customers over and people that just want to encase their stuff for their collection. So yeah, look, we'll see how it goes. We'll obviously get Boop Collectibles and the organizers on the show at some point and ask them the questions. If there are questions you want answered, feel free to let us know. Feel free to let us know. Thoughts on Card Collect Fest?
I actually have got this up. I haven't even heard about this, Matt. So I'm actually glad you brought this to my attention, to be honest. Collect Fest, I've got it here, Source. It's got everything. Toys, figurines, coins, stamps, banknotes, trading cards, gaming, sneakers. It's just actually this is what the National is like over in the States, ladies and gentlemen. It's got everything. It's not just cards.
All right, Collect Fest.
We know people that have gone there, and there's collectibles, memorabilia. There's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, this is in a while. This is next year. We'll obviously
this is next year, but it's good. 5th to 6th of July, 25. It's at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, which is good.
Oh wow,
very good venue.
Dang, massive.
Weekend pass $50. General, that's a weekend pass. Early bird VIP $160. What do we get? I want to know what we get. Collect Fest is Australia's first and only festival for all things collectible, bringing passionate hobbyists all together under one roof. You find everything from sneakers, trading cards to coins, comics, and more. It's a must-visit event to find, trade, and sell everything to complete your unique collection. Early bird tickets coming soon. Subscribe now to keep up with the latest news and announcements. Yeah, that's nice. I'm just checking a few things.
I think it's a bit early to figure out what's sort of going down there. I think maybe we need to revisit this back early next year.
Yeah, but Source. Yeah, $50 weekend pass. Is there a single day? General public? Yeah, it's a weekend. I don't want weekend passes. I want to go for a day. Reserve stage seating. Well, there must be guests and stuff involved. If that's the case, reserve stage seating. Interesting. Yeah, we'll definitely circle back to this. They're contacting me $600 or $700 for a stall, struggling with the tables cost, but I think I'll go as a punter.
Yeah, look, Matty, that's Melbourne and Exhibition Centre. Like when you set up at that venue, that's how much it costs. I think
it's expensive.
Words were from Tra-Con. It was very similar pricing. I do know that people went there and did pretty well with it. So even though they was quite a bit on the table cost, they did do pretty well with it. It could be a thing where it's like you might need to split that with someone and go halves, and then it makes it a bit more feasible. I'm not sure if that's 600 over, because it seems like this is a weekend thing. It's a 2-day event. So if that's 600, 700, and you get those for both days, it doesn't seem that unreasonable for Melbourne Exhibition Centre. You just got to think the space where it's being held must cost a shit ton to hire out.
It costs a lot of money. Now,
so they've got to cover
those
costs, and then obviously look to turn a small profit to make this feasible to keep ongoing, to keep running.
The early birds are on sale, as you can see here. $50. Do me a favor. Do not buy your ticket until you know what you're actually going to get.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Do not buy a ticket. There'll be plenty of tickets. Plenty. All right. If it's actually going to be at the venue that they're saying, heaps of people can go through there. Just wait till there's a bit more information. Don't jump the gun. Yeah.
Doma, on the other thing, obviously on the Oz National, if it was, as you said, it's going to be a national. I think, and I've missed this, there's not enough, as much as there is so many sort of card shops around. I don't feel like there's enough of them that turn up to some of these shows. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you at Hobby Hangout, you see Cherry and you see some others there, but there's a few out there that are around that do mainly TCG. They're not really into the sports cards as much, but they haven't been to any shows that I've seen, so it'd be good to have them there.
Yeah.
It's probably one thing that would be nice to see. And look, it may not be feasible for some shop fronts to close down things or send out people there for the day. We understand that, but it'd be good to see them, making an effort with these sorts of things. As should this obviously get the right promotion, it will be, it could be an amazing event.
Maddie says Melbourne is just loaded with shows now. It's crazy. It's really good actually for people in the space. They're aiming for 15 to 16,000 through the doors. That's fantastic. But I'm just saying, don't buy your tickets now. Like once they release information on what's going to be there and stuff like that, that's when you start buying your tickets. Because as you know, Maddie and other people out there, they're not going to release information a week before the event. So they'll give significant time. You'll be able to weigh up your options. If it's something that interests you, there'll be stallholder information and stuff. And then that's when you go buy your tickets. Like Oz Comic Con and stuff, tickets come out, but they've announced things and stuff like that, stallholders and all that information. They sell out for double coverage members like Source and I if you go to buy the ticket at the door on the day. But if they don't sell you the ticket, with double coverage, you'll get it anyway. But besides the point, it doesn't matter how we get into things, we just do it. So, but if you go to buy it on the day, it's a bit different. But a month out, a month and a half out, maybe 2 months out, there'll be a lot more information. This is in July next year. So
the Oz Nationals is obviously the next event. That's probably
that's the 13th. Yeah,
relevant.
13th of October. So that one, if you want to start buying your tickets, a bit more information will obviously start coming out.
You can still reach out if you want to be a vendor as well.
Yep.
There's still tables and stuff available. The table prices are a lot more reasonable than what Maddie is saying is the pricing for Collect Fest. But I'd be interested to see how the Victory Room plays out. It's a pretty big space. I've been in there before at Marvel Stadium. It's centrally located. Parking couldn't be any better. If there's no event on at Marvel that day, then you can literally park underneath the ground. So and get the lift up. If it's open, well, I'd hope it'd be open because if it wasn't open,
you'd assume it is.
You'd hope it'd be open. Look, at least for vendors. If it's not open for public, I mean, it would be disappointing too. I feel like you couldn't. It wouldn't be ideal. Because I mean, there's not really much parking that's close by, and then you got to walk a fair of a distance with your whole collection, and some people that might have I don't know, tens of thousands, $20,000s of dollars worth of cards in their Matt's card case, like I carry around.
I'll tell you what, Source.
Swiped off the street as you're trying
13th
to walk
of October, happy days, because you know what Marvel's close to? Harbour Town. There. Yes. We can go there for some dinner. We'll get a crew together. So we'll try and sort something out there. So, yeah, there you go. And then the next month, Hobby Hangout. Literally a month after that. It's mental.
Good. Mental. It's good. There's a lot going on in the space. And as we said, Doma, it's good to be aware and try to get it. We try to get as many shows as we can. I think Oz National is probably a go at the moment. Next, Hobby Hangout, it's sort of, I don't know, 50-50 for me.
That's right. Yeah, I know. You mentioned
have to see what happens, but it should be good. Make sure you put it in your calendars, be aware of it, and just follow them on socials and just keep up to date with it. Oz National's done a great job. I mean, they've already named a whole bunch of people, and obviously they're going to have more to come. And you do get people that, vendors that might just be like, oh, I'm going to see who else is going to be there. And then they sort of see the people that are going to be there and they're like, oh, it seems as though it's going to be a good opportunity for good exposure. So they throw their name into the hat. So more vendors will join, and hopefully the promotion is done well. Doma, because if it is, it has the potential to be a big and great show.
100% it does. Like Matty said, there's heaps of shows in Melbourne. It's good that everyone's working around each other and you're not doing things on the same day. It's a lot better like that, and it's working out to almost be a show a month at the moment. Which is pretty good.
It's really good. It's awesome.
So keep it up out there, ladies and gentlemen that are organising these shows. amazing. So we'll wait and see what comes out further about this. And we're looking
There's
forward to
also
it.
the I mean, and if you can go down other things and whatever. And there's the toys and collectibles and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you know that has the potential that's been running for a while. And we know someone that sets up that show cards and does okay. And you know it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's got toys. It's got other collectibles and stuff. And so you know there's also potential if you're a vendor. Here in Melbourne to set up on a regular basis, which is amazing.
There's heaps. On that note, Source, it's a good positive note. And as you said, we'll try and get the organizer on in the next few weeks, which will be good to give us some more information. We can obviously ask some questions as well. So on that note, another week down. It was actually the podcast birthday, I think, last week. We missed that. So I think we've been going, 4 years now. So yeah, still going, surprisingly. We are.
2 Le Mans, still plugging along as sour as ever.
400 plus weeks later, and we're still going. It's crazy to think about. It's actually crazy to think about. On that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sports. I'm Don with the Great Man Sauce. Thanks, everyone, once again for your support and listening. Like and subscribe, as Saucy says. Share it.
Always share it to your neighbor, to someone you don't like, someone you do like, everyone under the sun. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking Old Spots. Double curve.